Hello, this is Darth Penn. Thanks for stopping by. I noticed that in my last collection update video, I don't know how it happened, but I completely missed over any of the box sets that I own. I thought I'd make a positive spin today and make a video out of that mistake that I had done and showcase off the manga sets that I do own. I personally believe that if a manga series is complete, then like 9 out of 10 times it's financially smarter to get the box set just because you're going to end up saving a lot of cash. So not only that, but box sets sometimes include books, posters, stickers, additional guidebooks, if you will, depending on the series. So you're always getting a little something extra for a lot of times what you're paying less to get. So I've always thought that they were a smart investment. Let me know what you think in the comments section, what series that you own in box sets, maybe one that you're hoping gets a box set released originally, because I definitely have a few in mind. So thanks for stopping by, of course, and yeah, enjoy the video. Starting off with one of the first box sets that I had obtained just a few years ago, looking at my Amazon order here, April 30th, 2018 is when I ordered this box set. So this is Claymore. This contains 27 volumes. This is a Shonen Jump series that came out in the, I want to say late 90s, early 2000s. I didn't read it at the time. I've recently just gotten into manga over the past few years, and when I was introduced to this series or came across it, I was hearing the, if you like Berserk, check out Claymore, so that sold me on it right away. Definitely not as good as Berserk, but I can say that about almost every manga, in my opinion. But back on track, Claymore is an action series that involves these I guess I'll call them like warrior, bounty hunter type women that are called Claymores that go after Yomas, which are these like demons that possess people. Really cool story, really cool concept. I have personally came across videos online where people trash it, say it's no good, but for what it is, and for me just getting into manga when I did, I thought this was really fun series. Again, nowhere near the art of Berserk, but it definitely has some intense moments and pretty violent moments for sure. This was released for $214.99 American dollars. I ended up getting it for $149 back 2 years ago on Amazon Prime, so it must have been like a income tax treat that I treated myself to. But yeah, Claymore, let me go ahead and I'll show off the box set in just a little bit. I'm sure you want to hear me stop rambling, and then I will show off some of the covers and maybe show 1 or 2 pictures off on the art book if it's not too big of a deal here. This is the side. You can see one of the I think they're referred to as the Awoken. They're like the bad guys, the monsters in this series here. On the back, you get like a nice back shot of Claire with her sword in hand. You kind of see the face in the back there too, which is pretty sick. And then that's the side. Let me go ahead and open it up for you here. I'll put some music over the top of this or something in editing so it's not extremely boring. That awesome pull out there shows Claire. And then all 27 volumes, including the art book, which is somewhere there. Alright, let me go ahead and pull up the video. I'll show off some of these covers for y'all. After capturing the footage for that last part of all the covers, I glimpsed through the art book and forgot how many boobies are in that thing, so I'm not going to show that off. I decided against that, but I will make a quick honorable mention of the Claymore anime. This is released in 2 cases that include 3 Blu-rays. This was being released during the same time as the manga, so that this does have an anime exclusive ending. It's one of those ordeals, but yeah, figured I'd throw it in here. Let's move on to the next series. So if you're like me and you wanted to pick up this next series, there was certainly several options out when doing so, and that is Death Note. This is a very well-beloved, very well-known series. This includes 12 volumes, which the box set includes a 13th. This is the guidebook, or I guess like a manual towards the manga, character guide, etc. That's what I was referring to in the intro about guidebooks. This you can pick up in the single issues. There's also an all-in-one edition, which is the entire all 12 books in just one giant omnibus edition. You can also buy this in, I think it's like 6 perfect editions, which are 2 volumes each, and they're real nice black looking with black pages on the edges, really cool. But I opted with the box set. That's what I'm going to show off today. The box set itself has a really cool logo with like the skull cross there. Looks really BA, and then we turn it around, we have some of these Shingamis, as well as Light there, the main character. When I have this displayed on my shelf, I normally have this is what you see. I really like that image there. And I will go ahead and open this up for you as well. This one opens up front ways instead of sideways like the Claymore one, but you'll see all 12 volumes there. And I'll do the same thing. I'll pause the video and show off the covers for you. Another cool aspect of the box set that you only get in this collection is the volume 13, which is the guidebook, if you will, as well as the Death Note, how to use it. If you've read this, you know that the series is about a notebook that, as long as you know the person's name and what they look like, you can write their name into it and they end up dying. That's the whole premise of the series, and it's based off like a detective series based off that premise. Now, there are rules to that, and this is just gives you the rules in like a little manual form. These are also in the volumes itself at the end of each chapters, but kind of a nice little gimmicky item to have in the box set. So let's move on. So if you're familiar with this next series, which is Attack on Titan, you're going to know that it's probably not really known for its box sets. The way that they do this are they broke them up, at least from my understanding, the manga to the anime season. So for instance, this is the first box set. This is Season 1, Part 1. This contains volumes 1 through 4. This is Season 2, Part 1, and the second one is Season 2, Part 2 is how they're all organized here. So I assume that this is all of the contents of the second season of the anime, and these first 4 volumes are the contents of the first season. They do have a few more out that are like this. There's 2 more box sets that includes Season 3 Part 1 and Season 3 Part 2, and those each have 5 volumes each. So I definitely have those on my radar to keep collecting. I want to collect these as much as I can in the box sets, and then I know that Season 3, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's not even out or it's not finished, so maybe they haven't made Season 3, so I might be holding off on a while for that. I don't want to hold off because this is a really good series and I definitely want to keep reading it, and I'm only up to volume 12, so don't spoil anything for me. This is the furthest I know here. Let me take each one of these. I'm not going to take each one of them out on front of camera right here, but I just kind of want to spin them around and show you the art on each one of them. Each one of them has a Titan featured on the back, which is super cool. I really like the sky on that one. That's one of the volume covers as well, which you'll see here shortly, but that's the first box set. And the second one here, try to get as little glare as I can. Super cool. And the final one here, all 3 sides. 9, 10, 11, 12. Very cool. Very cool. Let me hold them up here so you can all see the back with the Titans. That's how they can stack up and look on their shelves. Very cool. Alright, let me go ahead and show off the covers here. I have 12 to show off, so it'll be quick. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this next series is probably the series that I enjoyed out of all of the actual box sets that I have. Now, I've only up to volume 12 on Titan, so I'm not saying this is better than Attack on Titan, but honestly, this series was great from start to finish. I wasn't bored with it during any point. The artwork's really fun. It's modern. It's what I'm getting at here is Assassination Class. I'll just stop stuttering and get right into it. This is the happiest looking box set you will ever see. If you're unsure what it's about a octopus creature that blows up half of the moon or part of the moon and says he's going to do the same thing in a year to the Earth if nobody kills him. So there's an assassination classroom that is taught ways and methods of how to become an assassination to take down their teacher, Koro Sensei, which is who you see on the front of the box here. It's a comedy series. It's an action shonen series. It's a great time the whole way through. I really haven't seen any videos of people that say that they've read it and hated it, which is good. So I think it does get positive, good reviews the whole way around, and I'm gonna offer one of them as well. I definitely think you should recommend it. This was a gift that I got for my kid brother for Christmas just this last holiday, so it's new. I've only read it once, but again, I binged it in maybe 2 weeks. I think it took me to read the whole series, which is 21 volumes. Let me open it up, and you can take a look inside. Look how colorful. So I don't have a whole lot to say about this next series, so this will be a quick parter. This is the Speed Racer box set. I had got this little guy for 14 bucks brand new at my local half-priced book, so I really couldn't pass it up. They're 2 hardcover books. They have dust jackets, but I didn't really like the dust jackets, so I took them off. It's a really quick read, old art style. Honestly, really wasn't for me, but if you're into old manga and appreciate that more, this is probably right up your alley. Kind of gives you a feel for what it used to be like back in the day. I want to say, without sounding extremely uneducated, this came out like the 50s or 60s. I'll make sure to add the right dates right here. But yeah, other than that, check it out if you come across it as cheap as I did. Nice little box set to have in your collection. What I'm pretty sure is next to last here is Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. This is going back in time to my manga collecting towards the very beginning. I had checked out a video to maybe kind of like this, where it's just showing you some different box sets, and I saw this one appear and it really caught my eye. The editions are wonderful. This set was originally, from my understanding, released in 7 trade paperbacks, and this set contains 2 beautiful, like almost library edition type books here. I'll go ahead and slide them out so you can see them. It's a slipcase, pretty empty and bare inside. If you're not familiar with this series, it's basically what started Studio Ghibli. This is the manga that was being written and released while they were getting the studio started, from my understanding. I'm pretty ignorant towards a lot of this stuff, so I'm just telling you what I recollect. And yeah, definitely a great series. This is an affordable box set, and yeah, the artwork in it's super amazing in my opinion. It's mid 80s is when this was released, or early 80s rather, so it's a little dated if you use that term, but in my opinion, I think all of the artwork in this is absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and move on to the last box set here, and we'll call it a day. If you made it this far to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. There's one more series I want to talk about. Before I do that, though, I just want to take a second to remind you to hit the like and subscribe button if you're really enjoying the content. I'm going to try to continue making content like this, as I'm having a blast doing it and really enjoy discussing my manga with you all. So make sure that you take advantage of the comments section to discuss any manga that you might have an eye on or are really interested in getting. Thanks so much. Ending the video with a classic 90s series here, we have Ghost in the Shell. I have only read through this entire series once, so I don't have a huge, strong opinion on it, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and risk sounding stupid, but this was a difficult read for me, to be honest with you. I don't know if it was I just wasn't getting enough sleep that week or what, but I had a hard time following the premise here. I'm going to have to give it a legitimate other chance, but yeah, that's how we're ending the video. Here's a manga that I had a hard time comprehending, but hey, a lot of people love it. I know that there's a live action movie. There are like a few OVAs or a series based off of it. I'm gonna sound ignorant towards it. Sorry to end the video sounding ignorant, but Ghost in the Shell, the artwork was really cool. That's the one thing I can take away with it. But I'm gonna have to give it another real try. So hey, thanks again for sticking through to the end of the video. This is Darth Penn, and enjoy the rest of the week, guys.